which basically meant I was just redline. I was just pinned from burpee to the end of the race. So I go into the burpees, I'm at 195 heart rate. Literally the entire burpee section. Then after that, I couldn't get the heart rate down. All right, folks. What? All right, guys, we made it to Chicago a few hours ago. Rolled up, checked in, and yeah, not completely smoothly. Hopefully we can get the special shirt tomorrow. Yeah, do some mobility work, dinner, and rest.
What are you thinking? You ready for Walking Nations?
Yeah, I'm excited. We got our little shirt. I went with an extra medium and I'm regretting it. It's a little tight.
A little snug?
Yeah. But it's only because it's not a shirt that's meant to be tight, and I can tell. That's why it's uncomfortable. Like, if it was just a tight shirt, it'd be fine, but like, look at I don't even know where to start. All right, I'm gonna do a whole rundown of the weekend leading up to the weekend, how I was feeling before the race, and some gripes about the race, which I'm sure some of you guys have seen, the complaints on Hyrox. Leading up to the week, I was a little bit sick. I had a little bit of a cold, like on that Sunday, Monday, and I was racing on Friday. I thought initially that it was because of the air quality issues that were going on in Michigan, but I had a little bit of a sore throat. I threw up a couple times, and but I kind of put it to the side. I was acting as though it wasn't as bad as it seemed, just because I didn't want it in my head that I was sick going into a race weekend. A couple days went by, I felt fine. I did a couple efforts, I felt fine. Travel day was good, it was easy. It's a 4.5 hour drive from my house, so that was fine. We go to the venue, everything was good. Next day, Thursday comes around, I go out and I do my openers, which was just 25-minute run or 30-minute run with 1 minute race pace efforts, just to get the legs opened up. And then we got to see actually go into the venue. It was our first time going into the venue because they didn't let us in before, for the Walk of Nations. Walking Nations was cool. Basically, we go out on Navy Pier, and then each country that has representing athletes, which was way more than I thought. They even had Vietnam and countries like that. We're all lined up on Navy Pier, we're walking in, they do a little announcement. We're all wearing our shirts with the names on the back of them. And they take you in country by country and announce the country, and then you walk in, people cheer, and there's, you know, all the families and spectators on the bleachers and whatnot. That was cool. And then right after that, the Elite 15 races start for both men and women. So the Elite 15 and everybody else do a different course. It's not the same. Just because they only have 15 people, so they can manage to put the burpees, lunges, sled push and pull right next to each other, but you know, they wouldn't be able to do that with every other group because there's too many people out on course. So they had a little bit of a different layout, which I don't know if it was quicker or slower. I know even those guys had some issues with sled pull, especially. But it was fun. It was fun to watch. I got some cool videos on the Elite 15, and got back, good rest. Started up race day. I didn't race until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So the plan was get up early, try to do 2 meals, and still have at least 3 hours from that second meal, finishing the second meal to starting the race. So I ate at 7, and then I ate at 10, because I wanted to get to, 200 grams of carbs, 150, 200 grams of carbs before heading to the venue. 7 C's electrolyte mix, 2 scoops in the morning, and felt fine. Warm up felt fine. Start of the race, of course, you're a little bit more amped up because you know that your wave is going to be faster than the previous non-world championship Hyrox race that I had done, just because you're placed with people that are similar speed to you. So go out, definitely hot. Went out fast. I think our first kilometer, so the first time you go for the run, it was extra long. It was like 4 laps, and then every time after that is a 2-lapper. So it was probably slightly less than a kilometer on the 2 laps, but those first 2 runs after the first one, so the run 2 and 3, were like 3:15 kilometers. So it was realistically probably like a 3:30 because of the slightly shorter. But it was definitely a little bit quicker pace than I think I was planning on doing. Get to the sled pull, because the first 2 were totally fine. Sled push, I had a fine lane. I know a lot of people had issues with that. Sled push was fine. Sled pull is where I kind of got my ass kicked on that. I don't know if I was one of the one. I don't want to. Everybody's seen the bad lane conflict going on Hyrox right now, so I don't want to rub it in even more. But I definitely didn't have a quick lane, because I touched that rope, and as soon as I got the slack out of the rope, I knew that I was going to be sitting there for a while. In comparison to what I thought I was going to be for the sled pull time, I was probably at least 2 minutes slower in just the sled pull. And that kind of fried me. Fried my forearms a little bit, of course, and it was fine. We get out of there, and this is kind of where I noticed my my illness kind of coming into play. It's not that I couldn't do a similar pace, it's just that my heart rate was spiked and I could not get it down. So I go into the burpees, I'm at 195 heart rate, and literally the entire burpee section. Then after that, I couldn't get the heart rate down, which basically meant I was just redline. I was just pinned from burpee to the end of the race. So burpee was fine, the time on it was fine. It was just I could tell that I was struggling significantly more than I wanted to be there. Tried to recover a little bit on the rower, slowed it down a little bit by 10-15 seconds than what I had planned on doing for the total rowing time. Get out. Then we've got farmer carry. Farmer carry was fine. Again, my forearms after the issue with the sled pull was definitely a little bit cooked, but my idea with the farmer carry, as it was in previous race, was if I just It's not going to be easier, and my legs aren't really getting any more fried by going faster. So the goal is just go as fast as possible, so that when I do, I'm inevitably probably going to not do it unbroken, so I can get ahead of the program a little bit on the farmer's carry. However, they didn't have like somebody standing there to show where you do the second lap, so I blew right past it, and I went outside of the where you would go to finish the farmer carry, and then I came back in. It's not that big of a deal. I probably added 15, maybe 20 seconds. It was just the sense of having to hold on to the kettlebells a little bit longer. Farmer carry was fine. Lunges were good. That's kind of my strong suit. However, at that point, I was still just same thing. I couldn't get my heart rate down. I'm 190 plus at this point still, and I knew that would be a struggle going into wall ball, because I wanted to, the last 2 stations, obviously push them hard, but take a chance to get the heart rate down to try and do wall balls pretty much unbroken, because I think I'm pretty strong at those. And as soon as I go in there and I pick up the ball, I was dizzy, coming from probably, like I said, the residual illness played an even bigger role when it came to the wall balls, just because you have to focus so much on exactly where you're throwing the ball and the squats and everything. So wall ball, I mean, I was, compared to what I previously did wall ball in and what I thought I would do wall ball in, which was definitely sub 4 minutes, I was like 5 minutes and 40 seconds, which was just atrocious. I think my wall ball at New York City was like 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So, but
insert photo of wall ball.
Oh my gosh, dude. You could just tell by the picture that they took. The only picture that they got of me of wall ball. So yeah, I mean, that was my race. I mean, I know, judging by other people's times that I know what they've previously ran, it wasn't a quick course, especially for those that may have had the issues with the sleds, such as myself. Not the goal time, but is what it is. It's race day. You can't. There's only so much that you can do for, prepare as much as you want, but at the end of the day, like, not every race day you're going to be 100%. So.
Tell me about your band group that came for you.
Yeah, thank you so much to the Kara Georgeses. Everybody came out. Christina came out. Deanna, unfortunately, my girlfriend could not come out because she's down here.
Down here.
But yeah, my family came out. All the Kara Georgeses came out.
Connor
Hunter. So it was nice. I had a good support group there. I would have liked to be able to perform like I wanted to when everybody was watching, but I think everybody enjoyed themselves, and I will say it was a great course to spectate. If I can give anything to Hyrox after all the shit they've been given about the Worlds weekend, from a spectator point of view, it was good. Wasn't easy to access wall balls. That was the only thing. But besides that, like, I think for everybody else, getting from skier to sled push, pull, burpee, rowing, all that was really easy to navigate. So that was good.
Not a bad post-race vacation.
Yeah, so now the plan is, been training hard for the last 6 months straight through. So take a week of pretty much nothing. I raced on Friday, and I leave here on Saturday. So I'm just gonna recover, just do some mobility work, maybe get some steps in here and there. But for the most part, I'm a pretty firm believer in attack the training blocks as hard as possible, to the point of, like, as soon as I race, okay, I get a nice little reset here, weeks, 2 weeks, whatever it may be, of just a time to just completely reset. I think it's great for both, obviously for physical reasons, because you just put yourself through a lot of strain, but also just mentally being able to, relieve yourself of these little, of the workouts and training and whatnot, and get some fire under your ass. And then after this week, I'm gonna be hyped up and ready to get back into the gym and start the next training block for this coming season that'll start up in October. So, that's another thing. As far as Ivy goes, we've got some new plans here. moving down to Nashville. And a couple things are going to come along with that. Number one, we get to train at Proven, hopefully, in Nashville. That'll be fun. Not necessarily Ivy related, but nonetheless, it'll be cool. Two, we are starting Ivy Run Club in Nashville. I'm going to put more of a detailed video of this on Instagram to just see what kind of days works for everybody and whatnot, but it's going to be once a week. We're going to do an Ivy Run Club in Nashville. It's going to be, to start, we're going to do no drop, which means nobody's getting left behind. We're doing whatever pace fits everybody for the day. Realistically, maybe 3-4 miles depending on the day. We're going to supply some supplements. There's going to be, you know, Gatorade jugs of Ivy's electrolyte mix there for everybody to take and fill up their bottles, and maybe we'll give away some other full-size products as well to the Run Club. Super excited about that. Hoping we can get some people out there. And as it gets bigger, the plan is to then start separating possibly into groups. So maybe we have somebody doing a 10-minute pace for 3 miles. Maybe we have somebody doing a 7-8-minute pace for a few miles, whatever it may be. But that's further down the road. To start, we're doing that once a week. Everybody's running together, no drop, 7 C's electrolyte mix, Gatorade jug, not in a Gatorade jug, but a jug.
Merch.
Yeah, merch, giving away products. So looking forward to that. And that's the plan. So